Hey everyone, I hope you all are doing well. In this video we will be doing the third round of the Manufacturers Cup exhibition series, which takes place at Autopolis. Another track which hasn't really been used that often in the sports mode, which is a bit of a shame in my opinion because it's a fun circuit. Obviously depending on what kind of cars you would be using for, right? But nevertheless, it's always great to see tracks which haven't really been used that often for a World Series season. So as usual, before I move over to the qualifying session as well as showing you guys how the race went from my point of view, I would like to talk about the race settings here very briefly. So as you can see above, we were lapping the circuit 16 times. As for the qualifying session itself, the tire multiplier has been set to ×5, which was also the same for the race itself. And furthermore, the fuel consumption rate has been set to ×2. And as for the tire components which had been used for the race, both the medium tires as well as the hard tire compound had to be used. So at least there was some strategy involved in this race because everybody had to do a pit stop at some point. But because of the tire well multiplier being set to that high, which was set to ×5, it meant that you also had to look after your tires in the middle of the race. And in my case, I was using the 8-8 strategy, where some of the other cars which had like better tire wear, they were able to do like 9 laps on the mediums even, or like even 10 laps. But for now, let's move over to the qualifying session, which I would like to show you all. Hehe. So welcome to the qualifying session everyone, where I'm actually about to finish my out lap and start my qualifying lap afterwards. But before I do so, you can see that I use a wider line here so that I can carry as much speed as possible before starting our qualifying lap. So the braking point into turn 1 is actually one of the trickiest part of the circuit, because the first corner is a little bit of a blind corner where you cannot really see the apex. But in my case, once you saw the very first braking mark, or like the braking board on the left hand side, that's usually your braking point into turn 1. And if you are able to use the curbs on the inside of turn 1 as much as you can for the exit, then you would nail sector 1 pretty much. But as for sector 2, you can see that we have so many fast flowing corners, but like low speed corner-ish, or maybe some of them are also low to mid speed corners. The exit of that hairpin was always a little bit tricky for me personally, because whenever I was using the second gear of the car, which you had to use because unfortunately with the third gear you didn't really have a lot of turbo boost available, or like enough torque in that sense. So because of that, the car was oversteering a little bit here, and this was also a little bit of the same case for the exit of that hairpin, like the first corner of sector 3. But then now we are approaching a really fast high-speed corner, like a down-speed right-hander, which is also like another fast-flowing section. And like the corners in sector 3 are like faster to corner than those ones in sector 2. But nevertheless, you were having so many fast-changing corners where if your car was really good at weight transfer, then you would also benefit from it. So because of that, the meta cars for this race were pretty much the BRZ and then some of the other really good MR cars, such as the Huracan, the Ferrari, the Audi and the Honda NSX. But nevertheless, it was always easy to do some mistakes here, because this track is really technical, and it also requires a lot of precision in order to nail your lap. But you can see here that at this moment of the qualifying session we were at P3, and we are also finishing the qualifying session at P3, which is a really good starting position for this race. So we are about to start the race in 3, 2, 1. Let's go! No, but seriously. So yeah, we have started the race where Tsunami took pole position from the qualifying session with a really good lap time in the Ferrari. And in front of us we also have GL using the BRZ, which is also like a really good car in terms of tires, but also this car, yeah, like being so good through the low speed corners and high speed corners. But unfortunately, once we went into turn 2, unfortunately I missed my braking point a little bit, so it wasn't really intended obviously, but you can see down below I was using my hazard lights in order to show my apology to him, and luckily both of us didn't have any damage at all, so we were both able to continue our races as intended. And yeah, so I was also opting to go with the hard tire compound. The reason for that is, as we also have fuel on board, that means that we also have additional weight on our car. And the more weight you have on your car, that means that the tire wear of your car would also increase relatively to that. So usually whenever you enter a race, normally you will try to start with the harder, or like with the hardest tire compound available for that race, so that you can get rid of them as soon as possible, and also try to extend the stint on your softer tire compound as long as possible. So with the softer tire compound, in our case here being, is the medium tires. So I was also saying, or like kind of spoilering, what kind of strategy I was already doing for this race. So because of the front tires of the Alfa Romeo being a bit worse than some of the other MR cars, just to be safe, and yeah, like just to be on the safe side, I opted to go with the 8-8 strategy, like using the hard tire compound for 8 laps and finishing the race on the medium tire compound by doing another 8 laps. But then you can see that the cars in front of me, they were, yeah, using a different strategy instead, which you will also see throughout this video here. And it's also like really crucial not to make any single mistake. So in my case, I also have to say that I potentially, thanks to the slipstream, I was able to keep up with the drivers in front of me, because both of them were driving really fast here. So really shout out to both of them. And yeah, but from my side, I really enjoyed the race. And don't worry, I won't be talking till the end of the video again, because I also would like you guys to enjoy the raw footage of it till the end of the race. Because in my opinion, it was a really enjoyable race, and it was also like really nice to watch it. So from my side, I can already say, like, please enjoy the onboard footage of my race here. And apart from that, so yeah, this was the third round of the Manufacturers Cup, and also the penultimate round of the Manufacturers Cup exhibition series, because after that potentially there's going to be the official season, which I'm kind of worried about, to be honest. Yeah, considering the driving standards I've seen from few races, or like from some of the other races from the other splits, or like even from the other regions. But I'm still hopeful to see some clean races on the official season. But nevertheless, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. But nevertheless, I would like you guys to enjoy the rest of the footage here. And from my side, if I had forgotten anything to talk about, I would like to apologize for it. But if you want to ask me something about, yeah, like if you want to ask me something about this race in particular, or about something else, then please feel free to do so in the comment section down below. Then I will also try to answer them. And from my side, I would like to wish you all a nice day, and also a upcoming nice weekend. And for those of you who also intend to do the final round of the Manufacturers Cup exhibition series, I also would like to wish you all the best, and hopefully you guys will also be able to achieve your goals by the end of the season. So once again, have a nice day everyone, or like a nice morning, or like a good morning in that sense, or good evening. And from my side, hopefully I'll be able to see you guys in the next video. But until then, see ya!